Hello YouTube viewers and Transformers fans of all ages, this is the TFN Geek coming to you with my latest Transformers Figure Spotlight video. Now as you can tell by the title of the video, I sang Happy 25th Anniversary BOTCON, and that's because it was at roughly this time, 25 years ago, that the official Transformers toy convention BOTCON was launched in honor of the 10th anniversary of the Transformers franchise. And unfortunately, BOTCON only lasted 22 years from 1994 to 2016. But the main reason I decided to dedicate this video to the 25th anniversary of BOTCON is because today we have the figure spotlight video on the Transformers character of Stunticon Breakdown. See, David Hill, welcome. Ninja Bill 1000, hello to you. Now, a lot of people I asked in my last video, which I did about 1.5 hours ago, if they'd want me to do this figure spotlight video tonight or tomorrow. They said tonight, and I apologize to everyone. I said that I'd have the video up within 15 minutes of my last video ending, but it took me up to 45 minutes since I was helping my family get ready for bed. So I apologize for that. So the main reason I decided to dedicate this video to the 25th anniversary of BOTCON is because at the first BOTCON Transformers toy convention, there was a Transformers toy sold exclusively at that convention, and it was the original Transformers Generation 2 version of Breakdown. So this is the Combiner Wars G2 Breakdown toy that I have here, and it is a straight-up repaint of the Combiner Wars G1 Breakdown toy that I have here. G1 Breakdown was sold in 2015. G2 Breakdown came out the next year in 2016, and then right in between them on the floor, the only other toy of Breakdown that I have in my Transformers collection is the 2009 Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Scout Class Breakdown toy. So this toy was an entirely new mold when it was released, similar to Combiner Wars Breakdown, and I'm actually going to get rid of my Revenge of the Fallen Breakdown figure when my family has our next yard sale, hopefully next month in August. The main reason I don't need Revenge of the Fallen Breakdown anymore is because I have not one but two of the Combiner Wars toys, and in my opinion, despite the transformation on Breakdown being it's not the easiest in the world, especially in the robot mode legs, but to be honest, compared to Combiner Wars Breakdown, the Revenge of the Fallen version of Breakdown is not the best Transformers toy. See if anyone else is logged on. Larkinslayer, hello. Welcome back to another live stream video with TFN Geek. So, like the other Stunticons, Breakdown was introduced to the Transformers franchise when Megatron realized that the Autobots in the Generation 1 cartoon had complete control of the roads, and even some of the humans in the military and police officers could recognize which Transformers were Autobots and which ones were Decepticons, because there weren't any Decepticon cars driving around in the roads. So that's one of the main reasons why the Stunticons were created. And similar to the way the Autobots constructed the Dinobots, the Megatron and the Decepticons created the Stunticons by capturing what they believed were the 5 fastest vehicles that humans were driving around on the streets. They took them to Cybertron, and Vector Sigma gave them life. And it wasn't until they returned to Earth, and I believe it was Rumble, the blue one, of Soundwave's minions, who gave the Stunticons their names when he told Megatron, "Look at the stunts these cons can pull." And Megatron responded, "Yes, so they will be known as the Stunticons." And so Breakdown and the rest of his teammates were created basically at the same time. And the main reason Megatron created them was not only to have some Decepticon cars challenging the Autobots on the road, but they were also a combiner who combined to form Menasor. Now, in the Generation 1 cartoon, Breakdown transformed into Menasor's right side leg, so I won't be showing off Breakdown's arm transformation. It is somewhat similar to the other Stunticons, but it is also unique. So, to transform these guys, I'll start off with Revenge of the Fallen Breakdown. When this guy was released in 2009, he was, I believe, the only toy based on Generation 1 Breakdown that Hasbro had released in quite a long time. in Revenge of the Fallen Breakdown, he, as I said, Ed, he's not one of my favorite Transformers toys, and he was repainted into another Decepticon character that was mostly orange in the Revenge of the Fallen line, so that's one of the reasons I'm considering getting rid of this toy. Make sure everything is lined up. Alright, and there is Revenge of the Fallen Breakdown transformed into his alt mode of a Lamborghini. It is pretty interesting for being a movie-verse Transformers toy, and Hasbro even got the Decepticon logo on the off-centered area of the hood. Just like that, so for what he is a pretty unique Transformers toy. Let's bring in the camera up, see who else is logged into the live stream chat. Ninja Bill and Larkin's there. David Hill, he's back. And let's see. Larkin's there, he said, I wish a third party would make a Combiner Wars Motormaster replacement. That would be kind of nice, especially if it was a full-bodied semi-truck complete with a trailer. CE Vids, welcome. See if anyone else is logged into the live stream chat. Most people have probably gone to bed. So to transform Combiner Wars G1 Breakdown, I'll transform him into his leg mode for you first. The biggest gripe I have with this mold is getting the robot mode chest to unpeg. And of course, Breakdown doesn't want to cooperate the moment he's on camera. That seems to be a universal rule of thumb with Transformers toys, is the moment you put them in front of a camera, they go camera shy and they don't want to transform correctly for you. Okay, finally got that worked out. Now the biggest gripe with transforming Combiner Wars Breakdown is how his legs attach to each other when you transform him into, I believe, all of the rest of his modes except robot mode. Because what you have to do ideally is combine those two purple pegs there at his robot mode knees together, and then ideally the rest of his legs should follow, but another problem with Breakdown is that his legs are attached to his robot mode pelvis on a weird swivel joint, and so transforming Combiner Wars Breakdown's robot mode legs is somewhat of a challenge. Alright, and so here is Breakdown transformed into Menasor's leg. Now on the Combiner Wars version of Menasor, Breakdown forms the leg facing this direction, but on the original Generation 1 Menasor toy, a Breakdown was faced like this, with the bottom side of the car facing the front and the car hood on the back. So that's all personal preference, and then normally I try to incorporate Breakdown's weapon, and Breakdown actually comes with a 2-in-1 weapon. It's a laser gun, and then when you flip it upright, it doubles as a sword. So I normally try to incorporate this weapon into Menasor somehow, but oftentimes there's also the option of having it stored on the back. So that's really neat. And just like the original toy, G2 Breakdown is a straight-up repaint of G1 Breakdown here in the Combiner Wars line. Unlike G1 Breakdown, who was sold individually at mass retail, G2 Breakdown was sold in a box set with the other G2 Stunticons as an online exclusive. So the G2 version of Combiner Wars Breakdown is much harder to find than the original G1 version. Make sure all his panels are lined up properly. And when transforming Breakdown, I do recommend joining his knees together first before you bring the rest of his two legs together when transforming him out of robot mode. Get that done. And flip up that, flip in his robot mode feet, collapse his arms. Bring in the hand-foot gun, make it a foot. And just like G1 Breakdown, there's G2 Breakdown as Menasor's leg. So if you have both versions of Menasor, you can. To make him more symmetrical and mix and match the Stunticons, you can. And use both versions of Breakdown. Down. One thing I forgot to do, I apologize, forgot to flip the combiner peg up. So yeah, there is both the G1 and G2 versions of Combiner Wars Breakdown transformed into their combined modes of Menasor's legs. Autocorrect Primer, welcome. So going from leg mode to alt mode is one of the easiest transformations. First you flip the combiner peg in and then flip the back piece down to form the hood of the car, form down the windshield, and then what I like to do with Combiner Wars Breakdown, take down, if you can get Breakdown's legs to stay combined together, there's a tiny little rectangular peg right there. Here, that little rectangular peg on the combiner thumb/heel spur can connect to, and then you fold up and bring the combiner head down like that. And then what I like to do with the sword laser gun is I like to plug it into the back of Breakdown. And that's basically, it gives Breakdown a symmetrical weapon storage. So I think it looks pretty cool on him. And me personally, I think it gives Breakdown kind of a Back to the Future vibe, having his weapon stored like that. Do the same here on G2 Breakdown. Flipping him around, flip away the combiner peg, pull this down, forms the front of the car, fold down the windshield, take the hand-foot gun, attach it like that, and then take his handheld weapon with a laser gun / sword, plug it in like that, gives him symmetrical weapon storage. Just moving the camera around a bit. Here are all three of my toys of Breakdown transformed into their alt modes. And out of all three of these versions of Breakdown, the Combiner Wars G1 version is my personal favorite due to the fact that was sold at mass retail and he's the closest to representing the original Generation 1 version of Breakdown. And then Combiner Wars G2 Breakdown is my second favorite, and then Revenge of the Fallen Breakdown is my least favorite. So unlike G1 Breakdown, similar to the Combiner Wars version, the original G2 Breakdown toy was sold exclusively at the first ever BOTCON convention exclusive toy, and the original G2 version of Breakdown is one of the most rare and hard to find Transformers toys, and brand new mint condition in the box. Both G1 and G2 Breakdown, the original toys, they're slightly smaller than Revenge of the Fallen Breakdown, but they can go for a price tag that rivals Leader Class and Supreme Class Transformers toys. See what you guys have been saying in the live stream chat. And let's see. Here's the you guys are discussing Amazon and Jetfire, huh? Let's see. See, David Hilly says he needs bigger feet for his Combiner Wars Booticus. See, Evid says if Optimus Prime transforms into a truck, what does Amazon Prime? I am transforming too. So I don't know what the controversy is with Amazon right now. I've been a Prime member since 2011, so I can't really say an unkind word for Amazon since they've been supplying most of my Transformers toys for the past few years. But hopefully whatever's going on, it gets resolved soon. Personally, I think everyone's just upset that for Amazon Prime Day, Amazon just offered cheaper prices for the merchandise that wasn't selling instead of all the merchandise. Because all the products my family and I wanted to buy off of Amazon, we did a price comparison compared to yesterday and compared to today, which is day one of Amazon Prime. And the only merchandise that was put up for Amazon's Prime Day was the merchandise that didn't sell. So I think I'll end the live stream video chat right here. Here it's almost 10 o'clock at night where I live, and I want to try and see if I can get to bed, and I'm certain everyone else does since it is a Monday night. So this has been my Transformers figure spotlight video of Stunticon breakdown. The only toys of breakdown I have in my Transformers collection are Revenge of the Fallen 2009 breakdown, Combiner Wars G1 breakdown, which was released in 2015, and the Combiner Wars G2 breakdown, which are sold exclusively in the G2 Menasor box set in 2016. Do I recommend getting all these toys of breakdown? I do absolutely recommend getting Combiner Wars G1 breakdown, and if you want to have a toy of G2 Menasor, then by all means get the G2 Menasor boxed set with G2 breakdown in it. I only recommend getting the Revenge of the Fallen breakdown toy, or if you want to have a toy, if you want to have a non-combiner toy of breakdown that looks as though he can interact with the Transformers characters from the live-action movies. So thank you everyone who tuned into the live stream chat. C. Vids, David Hill, Larkins Layer, Ninja Bill 1000, Autocorrect Prime. Thank you so much for watching. This has been my figure spotlight video of breakdown, and since I have the Combiner Wars G2 breakdown, I've dedicated this figure spotlight video to the 25th anniversary of BOTCON, the official Transformers convention from 1994 to 2016. So thank you everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I thank you so much and have a great day. Transform and roll out.